I am finally back home. I did not film on the last day just because it was very stressful and we were getting off the boat and I had slept in my cabin, and by the time I woke up I was being rushed out the door, and I knew if something comes up I will grab my camera as fast as I could. But the day ended up just becoming very stressful for my family. We got up at 7 and we had to get off the boat at maybe 7:15, 7:30. It was somewhere in that time span. But that morning, me and my family discovered something about Carnival. So, before I also say what it is, the arcade inside of the cruise, you use your card on here and your parents put money on your card and you're limited to that amount of money for just the arcade. And for some reason I had to get 2 new cards in order for it to work inside the arcade. I don't know why that's a thing, but back to what I was talking about before, we bought, as I said earlier in this travel video series or whatever this is, we bought Faster to the Fun tickets, which means we get a fancy sticker on the back. And so that also means, like I said before, we get on and off the boat faster than everyone else. There's basically 3 VIP classes, and Faster to the Fun is the 3rd one. And so we basically were not treated like VIPs because, sure, we got on the boat pretty quickly, but getting off the boat to go on to Mexico or to get off the boat on the last day, we were treated as if we were stage 10. And we basically, Faster to the Fun was never called, and so we basically just rushed in with everyone else, pushing people aside, not actually, but just squeezing in line. And it's a terrible system that they have for departures, and all my family was talking about it. They're all complaining, and I'm sure once we get our email about how Carnival did, then everyone's going to be saying, yeah, your system's bad. But on the last day, we decided, you know what, people are getting off in our little area, we're just going to hop in. And when we got to the front of the line, there was this family, a small family, and this lady asks someone next to us, I'm sorry, is this stage 10? And stage 10 is one of the last people off the boat. I think it might go up to 12, but that's just off of my fuzzy memory. And so she's just baffled, including my mom when she heard this. They both said, stage 10? And Faster the Fun is basically, well, our luggage was in 2 for some reason instead of a Faster to the Fun area. So once we pass them and as we're walking through the exit door to get onto the ramp, to get onto the dock, we hear those stage 10 people talking to the lady that's passing everyone through. And she says, I'm sorry, is this stage 10? And are we getting off? Like, first, it's the first thing in the morning, and you think you're getting off and you're stage 10? No. So, the lady ends up saying this, and I'm not exaggerating. You know what? This isn't the stage 10 area, but there's really no one regulating all that stuff, and I don't really have the power to make you go somewhere else. So you could just squeeze in with everyone here. So what's the point of buying Faster to the Fun diamond platinum and all that other stuff if you could just squeeze in everywhere and act like you're VIP. It makes no sense. So next time we could just buy regular passes and we could get in everywhere early and get off early as long as we're able to squeeze in and pry ourselves through the crowd. So that's why I didn't film. Everyone was pushing around stuff and squeezing through. I was pretty tired since I was woken up and rushed out. And then I had a 12-hour car ride all the way back home. So nothing really special, just a bunch of people complaining in line. There was no fighting, nothing really special happening, and that's why I did not film the departure. It is not worth getting faster to the fun. If you get faster to the fun, you're gonna have a bad time. But no, I had fun on the trip, and I would go again, but then again, my family members, they've all each have been on more cruises than me. This was my second cruise, and they've all said that the cruises that they've gone on before were way better. And, of course, in their own little ways, this cruise was better than those ones. But it was all a really fun time for me, except because I am 19 and there is a lot of stuff that is not meant for 19-year-olds. Like, they have clubs for 14 and under, that's basically daycare, and they even have a Club O2, which sounds like a seltzer drink, but it's only for 15 through 17-year-olds. And it's legit daycare in disguise. You have to sign in, and you're distracted by all these games that you have to do in this room with all these lights, and they even put up like PlayStations on the walls so that way you can play Super Smash Bros. Or bring your own device. I saw a kid with a Nintendo Switch in there, and you're basically distracted by all this stuff, and because you're focusing on all that stuff, you're not seeing the big picture like me after I got kicked out. I think if you're in that club, that says something bad about you, like you can't be trusted to be alone, and your parents don't want to be with you on this vacation. But there's definitely a lot of stuff you can't really do, and it's also a drinking cruise for adults, and the only club that, besides the comedy club, the actual dancing club bar I could go into wasn't really that fun because it's a lot of drunk adults on the dance floor. I didn't want to go out there and be with them, and there's basically only alcohol to drink in there. I didn't like it. At that time, my card wasn't working for the arcade, so that was not fun either. So I basically just sat there and waited for my family to get done, and then I just went to bed. So yeah, Carnival definitely needs to figure out some more stuff for 18 through 20-year-olds can do. After all, they made a club for 3 ages, which basically could be with all the other kiddie clubs. And they do have mini golf, but that was on the top, like the very top of the boat where all the wind is at. And during one part of my Pac-Man video montage, I put a golf ball down to set it up for the scene and to getting ready to hit it, but the wind kept blowing it towards me, and I had to actually stomp on the golf ball to get it to stick in. So even that, it was pretty tough. So I don't really know where else to go in this video, what points to make. There's really nothing else I could say besides that there's not much to do for my age group, and there's a lot of restrictions, and also their systems need to be improved. So I'm just gonna end the video here. And also, earlier in the video on the cruise, I talked about what I got in Disneyland, and I was not able to show you what my lightsaber looked like. I built one in Disneyland. I wanted to go for a blue blade. I built this, and so I'm just gonna end the video here. It also doubles as a pretty nice flashlight. But it's good to be home. I'm glad I'm back. I miss my dog so much, and my friends. But I'm so... I'm glad to be back. Rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Hope you all had fun watching these adventurous clips, sorta. And have a great day. Bye. Ow, ow, I actually pinched myself. Lightsaber, this is what it looks like when I meant flashlight. It's pretty cool.